Sugawara Koshi, the manager, Part 30. Suga's point of view. Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. Class is on break period right now, and I'm sitting at my desk talking to my three friends, Asahi, Daichi, and Kyoko. Hey, do any of you want to go to the first years with me? I need to find a new manager to recruit. Kyoko says. I'll go, Kyoko, I say. Kyoko nods and goes up to talk to the teacher to see if it's okay. When she comes back, she smiles and nods, so I get up and walk to the door. We head out and begin to walk to the first year hallway. We get to the first year's classrooms. This is Hinata's class. Psst, Hinata, come here, I say, leaning into the classroom. Hinata comes running over to us. Oh, hello, Kyoko and Suga. Do you guys need something? Hinata says, and we nod. Yeah, we were wondering if there are any first years left in your class who aren't in a club yet, Kyoko says. Let me ask real quick, Hinata says, and then turns back to his class. Hey, is there anyone in here who isn't in a club yet? Hinata says to his classmates. All of them reply with no, that they already have a club. Damn, alright, thanks, Hinata, I say, and turn away, waving to him. Let's check Kageyama's class, I say, and Kyoko nods. We begin walking down the hallway a little more until we reach Kageyama's class. I stick my head inside and look around trying to find him. Suddenly, Kyoko and I hear a voice behind us. What are you guys doing here, Suga-san and Kyoko? Kageyama says from behind us with a milk in his hand. Oh god, Kageyama, you scared me, I say, holding my heart, and he just looks at me. Kageyama, do you know if anyone in your class still hasn't joined a club yet? Kyoko asks. Kageyama stops to think for a minute. I'm not too sure, let me ask them, he says, and then pushes past us. Oi, Bokes, are any of you not in a club yet? He waits, and then they don't answer. Hello, do you guys all have a club? I say, peeking my head in. Hopefully they answer because I asked nicer than Kageyama did. Sadly, they all replied that they have a club. Damn, I'm sorry, Kyoko, I say, and she nods. Oh wait, maybe you guys can try Tsukishima and Yamaguchi's class, Kageyama says, and we nod and wave goodbye to him. Why is it so hard to find a first year without a club? Kyoko says, rubbing her head, and I shrug. I'm not sure, but hopefully we can find someone soon, I say, and she nods. We continue on down the hallway until we are at the last class for first years. We look inside and see Tsukishima and Yamaguchi sitting next to each other. Psst, Yamaguchi, Tsukishima, come here, I say, and they look over at the door and look at me shocked and confused. Huh? What are you guys doing here? Yamaguchi says, looking at us. Well, Yamaguchi, they obviously have business with us, Tsukishima says, and Kyoko nods. I was wondering if you knew anyone in your class who doesn't have a club yet. I really need to recruit a new manager, Kyoko says, and the boys nod. We're not for sure, but we'll ask our classmates, Tsukishima says. Yamaguchi turns around and speaks up. Hey guys, do any of you not have a club yet? Yamaguchi asks, and the class goes silent, waiting for someone to answer. Okay, since none of you answer, that means you all have a club, right? Tsukishima asks, and they all nod. Yamaguchi and Tsukishima turn around with a sorry look. We're sorry, but it looks like they all have clubs, Yamaguchi says. Have you tried the two dumbest classes yet? Tsukishima says. Yeah, we already tried that. Well, thanks anyways, guys, I say and wave to the boys. Kyoko and I begin to walk back to our classroom since break will be over soon. What are you going to do now, Kyoko? I ask, and she sighs. I'm not sure. Maybe I can go to the principal's office at lunch and see if anybody's dropped out of a club yet. Kyoko says. I can go with you again if you would like, I say, and she nods. Kyoko's actually pretty shy, so I usually help her out with things like this. We continue walking and we finally make it into our classroom. We walk back to our seats and slump into them. Daichi and Asahi look at us. No luck, Daichi asks, and we nod. We went to every class and they all have clubs, I say, and Kyoko nods her head in agreement. So what are you going to do now, Kyoko? Asahi asks. After we eat lunch, we're going to go to the office and see if anybody has dropped out of a club by then, I say, and Kyoko nods. This is frustrating. I'm getting a migraine, Kyoko says, and then again rubs her head. The bell rings, signaling that the break time is over. We turn our attention back to the teacher, who then begins with our next lesson. I feel bad for Kyoko. I know she's nervous about leaving the first and second years behind without a manager. I just hope she finds someone soon so that she doesn't feel bad. But honestly, if everyone already has a club, then I doubt that anyone will drop out of one. I sigh and try to quit thinking about it. I need to pay attention during the lesson. Wednesday, 12 o'clock p.m. We all walk to the lunchroom together and into the line. After we get our food, we all walk to the table and sit and eat. Did you guys have any luck finding a manager? Hinata says, and Kyoko and I shake our heads no. No, all the first years seem to already have a club, I say. Yeah, but after we finish eating, Suga and I are going to the office to see if anybody dropped out of club yet, Kyoko says, and I nod my head in agreement. Well, I wish you guys luck with that, Anosha says, and we nod. Kyoko and I finish eating and get up. We wave goodbye to the boys, and then we walk to make our way to the office. I knock on the door and wait for someone to answer. Oh, hello, kids. What can I do for you today? The office lady says with a smile. Oh, can we talk to the principal, please? I say, and she waits a minute. Yeah, sure, come in and sit here, and let me check and see if he's in his office right now, she says, and Kyoko and I nod and walk and sit in the seats that she pointed at. After a few minutes, she comes back and smiles at us. He's back there. Go ahead and go in, she says. Kyoko and I walk back, and I hear Kyoko take a deep breath. Poor girl, I feel really bad. I hope we hear good news from the principal. We walk inside of his office and sit down in the chairs in front of him. Hello, kids. What can I do for you today? He says with a smile. I look at Kyoko, and then she sighs. Is there anyone who has dropped out of a club? I need to recruit a manager for the boys' volleyball club, she says, and stops to think for a minute. I seem to recall something happening to someone in a club. Let me check my reports, he says, and then he gets up and walks to a filing cabinet. Kyoko and I wait nervously. After a while, he finds what he's looking for and he pulls it out. He comes back over to his desk and sits down and reads through it. Well, she's a second year, he says, and Kyoko and I sigh in relief. That's fine, sir, as long as she can recruit someone else for herself next year, I say, and he looks at me. I'm not finished. Let me explain, please, he says, and we nod. She's a second year who was kicked out of her club, he says, and Kyoko and I have our eyes wide open in shock. Just what did she do? Her name is Ellen YN. She's a little hot-headed. She got kicked out for fighting with the third year. She was just sticking up for someone, though, so she wasn't suspended or anything, but the club asked her to leave, and she did. She's a good kid, don't get me wrong, but her temper needs to be watched out for. This is her classroom number. Here's a club form for you. You can go to her class at your next break and see if she'll be willing to join, the principal says, and yes, the paper with her classroom number and then her name and then also a club form for just in case. Thank you, sir, I say and bow, and Kyoko does the same. We say our goodbyes and then we head out of the office. The bell rings telling us that lunch is over and it's time to go back to class. Kyoko and I walk in silence. I guess she's probably thinking about if she should recruit the girl or not. I mean, it could be troublesome if she's really hot-headed. I mean, we already have quite a few people who are hot-headed in the club. We have Kageyama, who gets hot-headed over volleyball. Then we have Tsukishima, who loves to argue and create fights. And then we have Daichi, who gets really mad easily and burst. And then we have Crackhead Noya, who gets feisty too, but we do need another manager, and she's the only one left, so what else can we do? Kyoko and I are going to the next class. Kyoko, are we going to her class at the next break, I ask. As we reach the classroom, she nods and I nod back. We walk in and sit at our seats. Daichi and Asahi walk in next and walk back to us. Any luck this time, Asahi says, and I nod and Kyoko shrugs her shoulders. We won't know until we ask her to join the club at the next break, Kyoko says, and I nod. Well, at least you guys found someone, right? Daichi says, and Kyoko and I nod again. Wednesday, 2:00 p.m. It's the break time, and Kyoko and I pack up our things and walk to the teacher. Can we go try to recruit a manager again? Kyoko asks, and the teacher nods. We walk out of the classroom together and over to the second year's classrooms. I take out the paper and look at it, and then hand it to Kyoko. Okay, so she should be in this classroom here, Kyoko says, stopping in front of the door. I sigh and shake my head. I then look into the classroom and wait for someone to notice me. A random boy walks over and looks at me with a questioning look. Do you need something or someone? He asks, and I nod. Can you call Ellen Wyan over? I say, and he nods. Hey, bitch, Ellen, someone wants to talk to you, the boy says, and my eyes go wide, along with Kyoko's. Oh boy, this is going to be bad. Who is it, a girl says. I don't know. How am I supposed to know, dumbass, the boy says. I don't even know why I'm friends with you, I hear the girl say, and then she comes into my view. Hey, the girl says nervously. Now wait a minute, this girl doesn't look mean or scary at all. She doesn't even look like she could hurt a fly. Didn't the principal say she's hot-headed and got into fights? Kyoko and I look at each other and then back at the girl. Did you guys need something? Or did you just come here to look at me? She asks again. Oh, yes, we're sorry, I say and then bow. Eep, don't bow at me, she says, shaking her hands. Oh, Ellen-san? I was wondering if maybe you'd like to join our club, Kyoko says, and the girl's eyes go wide. What club? She asks. Volleyball, we need a new manager, I say, and she nods slowly. Well, I only know a little bit about volleyball, but I do need to join a new club, she says, looking down at her feet. But I was kicked out of my last club for fighting, so are you sure you want me? She says again, now looking back up at Kyoko and I. Yeah, it's totally fine. We don't care about that issue. The principal told us about it, I say. Also, you don't have to know much about it. I can help you and teach you along the way, Kyoko says, giving her a smile. The girl smiles back. Okay, well then, I guess I'll do it, she says with a big happy smile on her face. Kyoko and I smile back at her, and then I grab the club form and hand it to her, and she takes a look at it. Well, I guess we will see you later. Today, we can't wait to work with you, Ellen, I say, and she smiles again. You guys can call me Ryan, she says, and then waves. Kyoko and I sigh in relief, and I look over at Kyoko, who is almost in tears. I sigh and rub her back. We make our way out of the second year's classrooms. I feel so much weight lifted off my chest. I would have felt terrible leaving those boys to a no-shit, Kyoko says, slightly laughing, and I nod. Yeah, at least we found someone, I say, and Kyoko nods. You know, she wasn't what I pictured at all, Kyoko says, and I laugh and nod. Yeah, she seemed nice, to be honest. I thought she would have been trouble, but I'm glad she took the club form. Let's just hope she shows up, I say. We make it back into the third-year hallways, and we walk into the classroom, back to our seats. Kyoko and I are smiling, happy at the two boys who are looking at us like we're crazy. Well, you're both smiling, so I guess it's good news, Daichi says, and we shrug our shoulders. We will wait and see if she shows up today after school, I say, and Kyoko nods. Hopefully she will. Is she nice? Asahi says, and we nod our heads. We heard that she was hot-headed, but she doesn't seem like a bad kid, I say. Is she a first year? Asahi asks, and Kyoko shakes her head no. She's a second year, but it's better than nothing, Kyoko says, and the boys nod. Well, we can't wait to meet her, Daichi says. The bell rings, signals that class is back in session. I turn around and face forward and begin paying attention to the lesson. For the last 10 minutes of class, my mind begins to wander about that second year. She doesn't seem like a bad kid at all. I wonder if something like that really even happened or if it was just all a lie. She seems too sweet to get in a fight. She was really pretty too and had the biggest, brightest smile I've ever seen. I just hope that the boys get along with her well. I also hope she stays our manager and doesn't quit. Wednesday, 3 o'clock p.m. Suga, Daichi shouts, clapping his hands in front of my face. I jump back. What the fuck? Ah, what, Daichi, I say and stare at him. We called your name like 3 times. Anyways, class is over. Let's head to the gym, Daichi says, and I nod. I pack up my things and head over to the door where the 3 others are waiting for me. Was I really that lost in thought over that girl that I didn't even hear the bell ring or my name being called 3 times? I shake my head and continue walking next to my friends. We finally make it to the gym and go inside. Us third years sit on the ground and begin talking while we wait for the others to show up. Kyoko, I hope she knows where the gym is, I say. Oops, we forgot to tell her, Kyoko says and face palms herself. I nod. We didn't even tell her our names. We're terrible at this, I say, and she laughs. The door opens and we all turn around and look. The girl standing with the club form in her hand. But why does she look so angry? She walks over to us and up to Kyoko and hands her the form. Here you go, she says. Kyoko smiles at her and her face seems to ease up. And then she smiles back. Hello, YN, I say and smile at her. Oh, hello, I forgot your names. I never got your names, she says, and then face palms herself. Well, here, let's introduce ourselves. We are the third years, I say. I'm Kyoko. I'm the manager, of course, Kyoko says, smiling at her. I'm Daichi. I'm the captain, Daichi says and smiles. I'm Asahi. I'm the ace of the team, Asahi says. And I'm Sugawara, but you can call me Suga. I'm the vice captain, I say and smile at her, and she smiles back. Call him Suga, Mommy. He acts like everyone's mom, Daichi says, laughing, and I turn red from embarrassment. Daichi, I say, playfully punching him in the stomach. I'm YN. It's nice to meet you all, she says and smiles at all of us. The gym door opens again and now reveals our 5 second years and the 4 first years. Oh, hey, boys, line up. We have a new manager, Daichi says. The boys line up and the 4 of us stand by YN side and then wait for her to introduce herself. Hi, I'm YN. I'm a second year and I guess I'll be your new manager. I look forward to working with you all, she says and then bows. So cute and respectful. Introduce yourself, boys, Daichi says, getting impatient because everyone is just staring at YN. I'm Nisha Noya. I'm a second year like you. You can call me Noya, Noya says. Hello, I'm Tanaka, second year as well, Tanaka says. I'm Inoshida, also a second year. Nice to meet you, Inoshida says. I'm Kanoshida, a second year. Naruto, a second year. You're a goddess, by the way, Noya shouts, and she just stares at him. Please don't shout, but thanks, I guess, she says and smiles at him. Wow, bro, she smiled at me, Noya whispers, shouts to Tanaka. Oh, hello, I'm Hinata, Hinata shouts and smiles at her. Tangerine, she says, and everyone laughs. Huh? No, Hinata, not Tangerine, Hinata says. Oi, Bonk, don't yell. She said don't yell. Anyways, I'm Kageyama, Kageyama says. I'm Yamaguchi, and this is Suki. Yamaguchi says, you're son Yamaguchi, Tsukishima says, and rolls his eyes at Yamaguchi. Huh? Don't tell him to shut up, YN says. And why not, Tsukishima says, raising his eyebrow. Tsukishima, don't, I say. Damn it. Because it's rude. I mean, why tell him to shut up? He didn't do anything wrong. Maybe you should take your own advice, you salty-ass beanpole, she says, gritting her teeth. Oh, God, this is the hothead. Hey, let's calm down, I say. Suki, don't fight, Yamaguchi says. You're a sigh, Yamaguchi, Tsukishima says. Again, yes, let's be a dick to our friends because it makes us look so much damn cooler, she says. Hey, let's calm down, YN, I say, putting my hands on her shoulder. Oh, hush, Sugamama, she says, and I look at her stunned. Damn you, Daichi. You're pissing me off already. You stupid salt shaker, she says, and rolls her eyes at Tsukishima. He just smirks at her. She turns around and rubs her head. You're fine. The boy's fine. Don't be like this. It's okay. Calm down, shh, she says, whispering to herself. Anyways, those are our first years. Please don't mind Tsukishima. He's always like that, Daichi says, and she slowly nods. Hey, come here so I can help you get the hang of what you need to do, Kyoko says, smiling at her, and she nods and walks over to Kyoko, who is at the bench. All right, boys, let's practice, Daichi says, clapping his hands, and we all get ready for practice. Wednesday. Your point of view. Wednesday, 3:30 p.m. Kyoko calls me over to the bench to help me get the hang of things while Daichi starts practice. Please don't let Tsukishima bother you. Him and Yamaguchi are close friends, and he's always saying that to him, she says, and I nod. Sorry, it's just I don't like people getting bullied, I say, and she nods. I know, but let's not argue with him. Honestly, he thinks it's fun to argue, so it's best to just ignore him, she says, and I nod. Okay, sorry, Kyoko-san, I say. You can just call me Kyoko, she says, and I nod. Anyway, so when we have practices like this, the boys usually just bring their own drinks, so we don't have to do much for them. When they have practice matches, we'll get the water bottles for them and then the towels when they sweat. Also, during practice matches, we will record the scores and the plays that they do and then write the things down things that they can improve on. So when they have a practice match, I'll show you how to do all that. You said you know a little bit about volleyball. What do you know? Kyoko asks. I know the positions. I know that when the ball is tossed to a spiker, it's called a set, and I know when you bumped up the ball, that's a receive. And I just know stuff like that, I say, and she nods. Well, that's still quite a bit, she says, and I nod. Do you know what position Kageyama and Suga play? She says, pointing to the two boys. They're setters, right? I say, and she nods. What's your favorite position? She asks. I think the setters are cool. It takes a lot of control to be able to play as that, I say, and she nods. My favorites are the spikers. I love watching them slam the ball down. She says, and I follow her line of sight to a certain boy, Tanaka. I smile. Cute. You should watch Hinata and Kageyama. They are really cool, she says, and I look at the court to see Kageyama and Hinata do a really cool quick. Wow, Hinata's so fast and he can jump so high, I say, and she smiles and nods. I look to the other side of the net and see Suga. He's setting to Asahi. My eyes go wide as I watch him play. Suga is very handsome. I hear Kyoko giggle next to me, and I look over and she smiles. Looks like someone has their eye on a certain guy. A certain gray-haired setter, huh? Kyoko says, and I blush. And someone has their eye on a certain bald spiker, huh? I say, and she blushes. How did you know? She asks, and I smile. Also, he isn't bald, she adds, and I laugh. I just followed your eyes earlier when you were looking at the court and you were staring at him.